The story begins when we see someone floating through an odd space, tired and in pain, but afraid to take one step further into the light. This person is then reincarnated into a mystical world in the form of a baby at a temple. He still has memories from his previous life, but they are distant and vague. He sees three scary and powerful-looking beings around him, a skeleton, a mummy, and a specter. So he cries violently as he is terrified, thinking they're going to kill him. However, they end up raising and caring for him. They gave him the name Will, and when he turned 6 months old, he can now generally understand the language of this world, although he can't speak yet. The mummy takes him outside the temple for the first time, where Will begins to cry because the outside world is so beautiful. At first, he thought he was in hell being punished after living such a hopelessly vague life, but realizes he was wrong. This is no punishment but the grace of God. When he is 3 years old, Gus, a ghost with magic skills, tries to explain the Earth's history to a curious young boy named William. Despite William being only 3 years old, he pays attention because he wants to understand the connection between words and magic. Gus reveals that the first God created things on Earth by speaking them into existence, emphasizing the power of words as magical. As time passes, William explores different ancient gods and their abilities. His attention is caught by one specific god, and Mary appears to provide information about that god. However, their conversation is interrupted by Blood, a giant skeleton-like figure. William is excited because Blood has brought meat for them to eat, as he is a hunter. William receives his dinner and expresses gratitude to Mary and Blood, as the meal is one of his favorites. Blood suggests teaching William how to hunt, but this idea disturbs William. Mary intervenes, considering William too young for such lessons. Gus argues that William is a genius and should learn quickly. William suspects that Blood, Mary, and Gus are hiding secrets. He wonders why they are the only inhabitants, why there are no other humans, and why they are undead. William continues his training. Blood teaches him warrior skills and the necessity of killing in life-or-death situations. Gus trains him in controlling minor magic. As William approaches his 8th birthday, Blood tests his abilities in combat and magic. William excels in magic but struggles in fighting. During an evening walk, Blood hints that there are things they will eventually tell William but not yet, as he is still young. One day, William sees Mary carrying bread into the temple. He notices that she is engulfed in flames and rushes to rescue her. However, he also gets burnt in the process. When he wakes up, Mary explains that the fire punished her for betraying the god of child-rearing, who used to provide their daily bread. She apologizes and reveals this hidden aspect of their lives to William. However, as the story continues, Gus and William were seen together, and Gus was trying to explain to William the things that happened in the ancient days. He told him that the original creation was destroyed by the evil gods that it had brought into existence, thus beginning the age of war among the gods. He told him that among the legends since ancient times is the battle between the lightning god, Volt, the king of God who governs order and judgment, and his elder brother, the war god Ill-Treat. The elder brother had the advantage in the beginning, but Volt, with the divine protection of his wife, the Earth Mother Mater, banished the war god to the depth of the earth. However, the war god continues to lurk within the earth, vigilantly plotting his revenge. However, he also told him that there are more stories, but they all look alike. However, William was seen in the temple, while he is trying to forget about his past and problem, and he is trying to dive deep into thinking about his present, and that is considered to him as meditation and praying. And after a while, Mary appears to him suddenly that he has been able to complete his 5 days of prayer, and she commended him that he has really done well, and she asked him to follow her Sue that he can go and eat, and William is around 13 years old. However, after a while, Blood continues his training with William, and he forms a dead skeleton, and he asks William to fight with the dead skeleton, and William was able to defeat the dead skeleton with his sword. At this point, William was happy, but Blood asks him not to be too joyful as he take him to the underground. However, Blood told William that the underground is full of dead dangerous beings, and that is the reason why they have to prevent him from entering into the place. But at this time, Blood told William that he is going to be testing him in real life as he asked him to fight with any dead being that appeared to him, and he left. While William is the only one left, he meets with a dead being, and he tries his best to defeat the being and collect his spare. After a while, Gus suddenly appears to William, and he attacks him with a lot of magic as well as stone, so as to test all the training that they have been giving him from his tender age. However, William was able to perform excellently in all the training he passed through, and they praise him for his good performance. However, William continued to train himself even with the use of the spear he got from the dead, being he attack in the underground. And he later notices that the spear is having some special advantage, such as emitting light to make owner to see clearly, and the ability to increase and decrease in length. However, William continued to visit the underground so that he would be able to perfect all his training. However, as Blood and William continue their training section, after doing some push-up on a tree, William tries to ask Blood about the different things which they are going to be doing for the day. And then Blood told him that they are going to be doing something different from what they have been doing before, as B bring out a drink and ask that they drink together with a promise that they are not going to tell anyone about the drink. Even though William did not want to drink, but he later cheers with Blood as they drink together. However, while it is the day that William is going to prove that he is getting to his adult stage, and how he is going to prove this is by fighting with Blood without the use of any magic, therefore he decides to prepare well before he goes to meet with Blood. But before then, Mary arrives to dress him up with the necessary armor he ought to wear, so as to get him to prepare. After a while, William goes to meet with Blood, and they started fighting. And while they are fighting, Blood fights with William as if he is in a battlefield, so as to make sure that he tests William well. Nevertheless, William was able to fill the gap between himself and Blood, and he was able to stab Blood in his chest with his sword. But Blood later kicks him, and later defeats him. However, despite the fact that William did not win the contest, yet Blood is very satisfied with the way William was able to fight, and for this, he gave him a very amazing and powerful sword which he got from a dead being, and William appreciate that. However, at this point, Blood and Mary decide to expose to William what they have been hiding from him, and as he stay calm to hear them, they told him about how 200 years ago they battled the demon High King who was ravaging the land, and they were all killed in battle. But they were aided by Stagnate, god of the undead, in sealing him away in exchange for their service as the High King's undead guardians. After a while, after explaining to William, Stagnate, the god of the undead, appears before the group to collect on their debt. With an air of authority and power, Stagnate demands the immediate fulfillment of their promise, reminding them of the price they agreed to pay for sealing away the demon High King. Blood, Mary, and Gus stand firm, prepared to face the consequences of their actions. They reaffirm their commitment to their duty, ready to honor the debt they owe. Later, Gus confronts the Echo, avatar, of the god of undeath, Stagnate for the souls of Mary and Blood, and he seemingly offs him in a few seconds, only for Stagnate to reappear and promptly gank Gus in the back. Will, who had been watching the fight from afar, rushes in to help Gus, but he is quickly overwhelmed by Stagnate's power. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, a mysterious woman appears and intervenes. The woman introduces herself as Gracefeel, the goddess of light and life. She explains that she has been watching Will from afar, and she is impressed by his courage and determination. She offers to help Will defeat Stagnate, and he gratefully accepts. Gracefeel and Will team up to fight Stagnate, and they are eventually able to defeat him. However, Stagnate is not truly defeated. He simply retreats, vowing to return one day. After the battle, Gracefeel tells Will that he has a great destiny ahead of him. She tells him that he is the chosen one, and that he is destined to become a great paladin. Will is honored by her words, and he vows to live up to her expectations. However, Stagnate appears once more, determined to claim the souls of Blood and Mary, Will's adoptive family. The oppressive presence of the evil deity casts a dark shadow over their lives, threatening to tear them apart. In a desperate attempt to save his family, Will reaches out to Mater, the deity who watches over Mary. Mater, moved by the purity of their love and the strength of their bond, grants Will a surge of divine power. Empowered by Mater's blessing, Will stands firm against Stagnate, refusing to let his family be taken away. A fierce battle ensues, with Will channeling his newfound strength to clash against Stagnate. The confrontation is intense, filled with divine energy and the weight of Will's determination. With every strike, Will chips away at the malevolent deity's defenses. In a climactic moment, Will delivers a decisive blow, vanquishing Stagnate and ending his reign of darkness. The victory is bittersweet, as the cost of defeating the evil god is revealed. As the battle concludes, Blood and Mary, having fought valiantly and fulfilled their duty, succumb to their mortal wounds. Their souls find peace, knowing they have protected their beloved Will until the very end. The loss is profound, and Will grieves the departure of his family. Gus, the wise mentor, remains the sole guardian of the High King, blessed by Gracefeel. Recognizing Will's potential and the depth of his character, Gus bestows upon him a new name, G. Merryblood. It is a symbolic honor, a fusion of the names of the family who shaped Will's destiny and the legacy they leave behind. However, while William will soon be leaving his family, Mary, Blood, and Gus, he is left with his first magic teacher, Gus, and they discuss together a lot because he is not going to be seeing his brilliant student again for a while. And while Gus was complaining to William, which he now called G. Merryblood, they make jokes around themselves. However, when it is time for them to depart, Willem and Gus wave a lot to themselves as they say a very big goodbye to each other. However, Will continues his journey, seeking out human civilization in the vast world. Along the way, he encounters Manel, a skilled half-elf archer and hunter. Both cautious and unsure of each other's intentions, they part ways, their paths diverging for the time being. That night, Will receives a revelation sent by Gracefeel, the divine presence guiding his steps. The revelation leads him to a nearby village of outsiders, currently under attack by a ruthless band of raiders, with Menel as their leader. The revelation links their destinies and calls for a collaboration they had not anticipated. Responding to the divine guidance, Will intervenes in the raid without bloodshed, using his skills and sheer presence to subdue the raiders. With the threat neutralized, the defeated raiders reveal a harrowing truth. Their village had been decimated by a demon horde, forcing them to resort to raiding to survive. Driven by his sense of justice and compassion, Will offers reparations to the raiders, utilizing treasures bestowed upon him by Gus. The gesture not only shows his generosity, but also highlights the true nature of his character as a paladin. Determined to eradicate the demon's presence and restore peace to the afflicted village, Will declares his intent to cleanse it with the assistance of Manel. Realizing the shared objective and recognizing the importance of unity, Manel agrees to aid Will in this endeavor. Will and Manel set forth together, forming an unlikely alliance. Their combined strength, skills, and determination create a formidable force against the encroaching demon horde. They navigate the treacherous terrain, facing challenges and overcoming obstacles as they progress towards their shared goal. Will and Manel arrive at the besieged village, embarking on a mission to liberate it from the clutches of the demonic horde. With courage and unwavering determination, they battle the demons, offering the tormented villagers a peaceful passage into the afterlife. In the aftermath, a ghostly encounter leads them to a stronghold from where the demons originated. Amidst the remnants of chaos, Manel seeks solace and guidance from Will, entrusting himself to a path of redemption. Amongst the fading spirits, the ghost of Maple, the village's wise woman, lingers. With her ethereal presence, she imparts vital knowledge to Will and Manel, revealing the existence of a stronghold from which the demons were sent forth. Her departure serves as a catalyst, urging them to confront the root of the evil that has befallen the realm. As the surviving villagers return to rebuild their lives, Manel confronts the burden of his past misdeeds. Driven by the desire to atone, he recognizes the spiritual guidance that emanates from Will. With a heartfelt pledge, Manel entrusts himself to Will's wisdom, seeking a path of redemption and growth. United by their shared purpose, Will and Manel set forth to discover the stronghold, determined to confront the source of the demonic menace. The remnants of chaos and despair fuel their resolve, as they embark on a journey that will test their mettle and deepen their bond. Manel, William, and the villagers were cleaning their village, but they don't have anything to arrange back, so they decided to go to the city to get something. When Manel and William were going to the city, a man, Antonio, with a little girl, Robina, was running because Gorilla was chasing. Then William go to help them by stopping the gorilla. The girl was surprised, and then explained everything about her and the man to William and Manel. They sure gritting and discussing for some time, then they started walking together. After a while, they get to a market where people are many. Robina sings for people, and Antonio called William to be healing people. After William finished healing people, Robina come to take William, so they went to play together. They all decide to keep traveling together. Will learns from B that his foster parents once fought and defeated a large dragon-like creature called a wyvern to save the lives of a girl who is a part elf and her boyfriend. While they are on their journey, Tonio tells them that there might be a problem with who will become the next king. The current king's successor is Prince Owen, but his brother, Prince Ethelbald Rex Fertile, thinks he should be the rightful king because he rules Whitesail, an important city. This means there might be a fight for power between the two brothers. However, Will's group arrives in Whitesails, a city plagued by a decline in faith in Gracefeel since the war with the High King. Will encounters Bishop Bart Bagley, who provides him with insight into the city's spiritual struggles and the challenges faced in revitalizing faith and hope among the people. Shortly after, the city comes under attack by a fearsome wyvern, causing panic and chaos among the inhabitants. The city guard proves incapable of combating the creature, leading Will and Menel to join forces and take on the formidable foe. Through their combined efforts and strategic coordination, they manage to overcome the wyvern's relentless assault, emerging victorious. This remarkable feat earns Will the revered title of Wyvern Killer, further cementing his reputation as a formidable warrior. Prince Ethelbald, intrigued by Will's display of prowess, seeks a meeting with him. Will seizes the opportunity to appeal for assistance in combating the recent demon incursions originating from the Beast Woods. However, the prince reveals his inability to provide troops for such a mission due to constraints and limitations. Undeterred, Will adapts his strategy and proposes an alternative solution. He requests permission from Prince Ethelbald to hire adventurers and mercenaries to face the looming demon threat independently. Recognizing Will's determination and the urgent need to protect the realm, the prince grants him permission to assemble his own force. Prince Ethelbald grappling with reservations about granting Will's request for assistance. Aware that this act could potentially challenge his authority, the prince considers the implications. Meanwhile, Bishop Bagley expresses skepticism about Will's abilities and intentions, adding to the prince's doubts. Despite his concerns, Prince Ethelbald recognizes the urgency of the situation and the need for action. He ultimately decides to grant Will's request for assistance, acknowledging the gravity of the threat they face. As a testament to Will's devotion and bravery, the prince elevates him to the revered rank of paladin. With the prince's approval secured, Will and Prince Ethelbald set out on a quest to assemble a team capable of combating the encroaching demons. Their search for hired help leads them to a renowned and rugged warrior named Raystoff, who agrees to join their cause, impressed by Will's determination and the gravity of the task at hand. The following day, Will's journey takes an unexpected turn. He is bestowed the great honor of becoming a knight and a paladin of the Southmark, solidifying his position within the realm and further symbolizing his commitment to protecting the land from darkness. This prestigious title signifies the recognition of Will's skills, dedication, and noble character. It also highlights the faith that others have placed in him and his potential to become a beacon of hope and strength. However, Will and his friends Menel and Raystoff were initiating their relief efforts in the villages near Beast Woods. Their primary objective is to aid and protect the villagers who have been affected by the recent demon incursions. They work tirelessly to provide assistance, comfort, and protection, instilling hope in the hearts of those they encounter. However, their mission takes a treacherous turn when a scouting party goes missing within the depths of the dense forest. Concerned for the well-being of their comrades, Will, Menel, and Raystoff venture into Beast Woods to uncover the fate of the missing scouts. Their investigation leads them to an unexpected and deadly encounter, a large horde of demon beasts led by a powerful chimera. The trio finds themselves trapped in an ambush, forced to confront the overwhelming force that stands before them. Despite Will's initial prowess and valiant efforts to repel the demon beasts, he is taken aback when his powers, granted by Gracefeel, suddenly desert him. This unexpected setback results in Menel suffering a severe injury, leaving Will devastated and burdened with guilt. Overwhelmed by remorse for his perceived arrogance in trusting others to ensure his safety, Will makes a difficult decision. He resolves to confront the demons on his own, believing that his presence has only brought danger to his friends. Determined to spare them further harm, he takes his leave, embarking on a solitary path to face the demons head-on. While Will was preparing to face the demons alone, intending to spare his friends from harm. However, his resolve is met with strong resistance from Menel, who confronts him, determined not to let him leave without a fight. Menel's unwavering determination forces Will to reconsider, ultimately relenting and returning to the village with his companions. United once again, Will and his friends collaborate to develop a strategic plan to eliminate the menacing demon beasts that have plagued the Beast Woods. With their combined expertise and skills, they devise a plan to infiltrate the demon chief's hideout and put an end to the malevolent threat. Will and Menel take the lead, engaging in fierce battles against the demon beasts as they make their way towards the heart of darkness. Along their journey, Will uncovers the true purpose behind the demon beast's relentless attacks. The demons aim to clear the beast woods of human habitation, creating a pathway for the release of the High King and the ascendance of demonic forces. Amidst the chaos, Will and Manel face their most formidable adversary yet, a powerful chimera. In a climactic battle, they employ their combined strength and unwavering determination to defeat the monstrous creature. However, it is Raystoff, the rugged warrior, who unexpectedly slips past them and strikes the final blow, killing the chief demon. The triumphant victory ignites a wave of celebration among the villagers, their spirits lifted by the defeat of their oppressors. As the revelries commence, Menel proposes a bold idea to Will. He suggests that with this hard-fought victory and his unwavering dedication to the cause, Will assumes the official governorship over the Beast Woods. Though initially reluctant, Will recognizes the merits of the proposal. He understands the role's potential to promote faith in Gracefield and accepts the responsibility. The end. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new anime recaps.